supposed to do when the situation comes to a peak.
Yeah. Oh my God. Oh my God.
What do you mean, Pastor? The first three letters probably tell somebody history right now. What's the first three letters or first three words? It says this: and at midnight.
Jesus. My God.
What it means, Pastor, at midnight? Meaning that and at the darkest time there is in their lives. Midnight does not necessarily mean a time of day. It sometimes means where you're standing right now.
Yes.
Midnight could be at 12 noon.
That's right.
When the meter man is outside to cut your electricity off.
Yeah. My God.
When the repo man is at your front door knocking, you don't want to answer, and he's linking your car to the tow truck. Midnight could be when you just got that 3-day notice and you got to be evicted. Midnight comes sometime when you're in the doctor's office and then it says you are diagnosed with a disease we can't cure. Midnight sometimes is when you're sitting all alone in your house and the spirit called depression taps you on your shoulder. And say, I just moved in.
Oh my God.
What's your neighbor say? Neighbor? Midnight only means day is coming.
Hallelujah.
Because what you need to understand is that midnight is at 12 o'clock, but in 60 seconds it turns 12:01 and morning begins. Which somebody can pray with me.
Yes, sir.
Jesus.
If anybody here knows about time, you know at midnight, that is the darkest time there is.
Yes, it is.
That means now, this day is ending.
That's right. Oh, God. Hallelujah.
You just ended.
Jesus.
When you get to your midnight point, it means this day is ending.
Good word. Good word. Yeah.
See, Paul and Silas understood at midnight now things are going to change. It doesn't give a recording of what went on before midnight. It doesn't say exactly what Paul and Silas did. Because it's not significant. What's significant is what they did to get out of it, not what happened. So here it says, verse 25. Trying to keep it cool. It says, at midnight, Paul and Silas prayed and sang praises unto God. Now, let me deal with Paul for a second, if you would. Paul is like some of us. Paul had great knowledge of God. Great knowledge. If you know anything about Paul, let me give you a quick history. Paul was the one who persecuted the Christians because he knew all the law. And they was not following the law. They were now beginning to follow Jesus. And that did not line up with the law. And so now Paul is in a position where he found what Jesus Christ and who he really is from that personal experience. So now Paul is a great man. And Paul is walking around, preaching and teaching, establishing churches, getting ready to go on great missions. But out of all the great missions, all the knowledge, he couldn't get himself out of jail without Silas.
My God.
You ain't got it yet. Look at the neighbor. Say, neighbor, I need you to get me out of this mess. Let me give it to you again. Paul was wonderful. He knew a lot. He knew more than Silas. And Silas was a student, but the teacher couldn't get out of what he was in until the student got in control. What do you mean? Based on theology knowledge. That was not theology knowledge. I like that. Based on biblical presence, write that down for me, I'm going to use that. Biblical presence on who Paul was or what you learned in seminary, Paul was the one that prayed. Based on his relationship with Jesus Christ. Because Silas didn't really know Jesus like Paul knew Jesus. Silas got his from what Paul said. Paul got his from what Jesus told him. So, if you want to go by knowledge or by relationship, Paul was linked directly to God through Jesus because he had a personal experience. So, Paul prayed. Let's look at the way the biblical order is. It says, Paul and Silas prayed and sang. Paul prayed, Silas sang. Are you with me? So Paul began to pray. But he